Hi YouTube, Rawmaste. Welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be about how to do a proper juice fast. I've taken some notes here. I just have some, so if I look down occasionally, it's because I'm just checking out things that I want to talk about on this particular video. Usually I just wing it. Okay, so I've been getting a lot of questions from people that are curious about what I personally am doing right now. I'm going through an emotional, mental, spiritual, and physical purge with juice fasting. And I've got a lot of interest has been generated in this. And people want to know how to do it and what it's all about and what kind of results you can get from it. So I'm just going to go into some of that stuff a little bit. So this is going to be how to properly do a juice fast to get that cleansing effect that you're looking for and all of that stuff. So the first thing that I have on my list of things I want to talk about is preparing your body. Now, I am a raw vegan, so I eat pretty clean. But if you're not raw or vegan or like any of those things, I would highly recommend for at least 2 weeks before you start your juice fast, you're going to want to eat a lot of like water-rich foods, lots of melons, oranges, high fruit. And lemons. Get as many lemons into your system as you possibly can, because that's all going to help loosen up that crud on the inside. We want to get that stuff out, right? So the cleaner you can eat before your juice fast, the better. If you eat meat, please don't eat any meat or animal products 2 weeks before you do a juice cleanse, or caffeine or sugar or any of those like things. You can end up with some pretty serious detox effects when you start to do a juice cleanse if you don't prepare your body properly first. So I highly suggest, cutting down on caffeine and sugar and no meat, no any of that stuff. Okay, so that's the first thing I want to go over. We need to prepare our body properly so that we don't have a detoxing crisis when we start juicing, because that's not fun. Nobody wants to go through that. We want this to be a smooth thing. Okay, and the second thing I want to talk about is making it easy to juice, right? So when I started this juice fast, my blender had just broken down, and I thought, well, fuck. Because I need my blender to live the way the type of lifestyle that I like to live. I need my blender. And what I did was I just took my blender off my counter and replaced it with my juicer. So I put my juicer right up on my counter. It's convenient, it's easy, it's right there, it's easy to access. I make all my juice every morning, fresh, for the entire day. I do this every day. Now it's just a routine for me. I'm on day 27 today or something like that. So this is all routine for me now. I get up in the morning, I drink my lemon water, I make my juice for the day, and then I'm good, right? If I have to go somewhere, I can just grab a juice and go. If I, really, it makes it a lot more convenient to do it that way. And if you want to, you don't want to be caught with like having to go out somewhere and being around people who are eating food and all that. You don't want to mess around, right? You want to have your juices handy always so that you can satisfy that all day long, and you don't have to worry about that kind of thing. So the next thing I want to talk about is finding your sweet spot. How much juice do you need every day, right? I tend to need about 4.5 liters of juice a day. On top of that, I also drink about 1 liter of lemon water first thing in the morning before I have any juices. And I also drink coconut water, not every day, like every other day. So 4.5 liters is my sweet spot, but I probably get around 6 liters of liquid actually a day. So keep that in mind. You can also, like, you can totally drink water, tea. I drink herbal tea while I'm on this juice cleanse, and it hasn't affected what's coming out of me really at all. Like, I'm still able to have this purge that is needed. Now, I don't know if you can see, there's snow everywhere where I am. It's the middle of winter. Well, it's the end of winter, but it's cold, right? And so I drink tea. It keeps me warm, makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside, and I'm going to keep doing that because it's good. So I wouldn't recommend caffeinated tea though, because caffeine is a neurotoxin. It's gonna make you feel bad. Trust me. If you're doing nothing but fresh fruit and vegetable juice and you add caffeine into that mix, it's not a good thing. It's very jittery feeling, and you don't want to experience that. It's just, trust me on that one. Okay, so the next thing is lemon water. So like I said, I drink 1 liter of lemon water first thing in the morning, every morning. This is a habit for me now. Hopefully this is something I will continue to do for the rest of my life, even after I'm done my juice fast, because it's so amazing and it's so refreshing, and it just kind of turns everything on first thing in the morning for me. So that's really, really handy. But one of the things that in particular that I want to talk about that the lemon water does for juice cleansing is it is cleaning the digestive tract. It's helping to loosen all that gunk out of our insides so that we can expel it and get rid of it. Okay, so lemon water is very important on a juice cleanse. I juice a lemon every day, and I also drink lemon water every day. So I'm doing a lot of that, and it's very effective in cleaning me out. Okay. So the next thing I want to talk about is how to do the actual detox protocol. So when you start juicing, when you stop eating food, right, and you're just juicing or water fasting or whatever it is you're doing, your digestive system will shut down. Okay. Now, we're juicing, so we're still flooding our cells and our body with all this fresh nutrition, enzymes, vitamins, minerals, all the stuff that we actually need to live, we're still getting, right? And as long as you're juicing a lot of greens and a lot of fruit, you should be pretty good to go for a long time. I've been going for 27 days now, and I feel great. So the digestive system will shut down. Okay. And then it took me a little over a week. It was about 10 or 11 days. Okay. For that to turn back on again and for my bowels to start working again. So don't be like super alarmed if you don't have a movement. Like, I had a couple of movements at the very beginning, the first couple of days, and then it just stopped. Everything stopped. And I've never done an enema. I've never done a colonic, and I have found a really good way to avoid that. I think if you're not going to do, like, take some kind of internal cleanse to keep things moving properly, then you probably should do an enema or a colonic or something like that. But I have been able to avoid that with this detox protocol that I'm taking, and I will talk about that. Now, the detox protocol that I take is a mixture of psyllium clay or psyllium husk powder and bentonite clay. Those are your main 2 ingredients. Okay, you can make the detox protocol with just those 2 ingredients, and a lot of people I know do that. So you just mix psyllium and clay together, equal parts of each, and you mix it. So what I do is I make a big thing of apple juice, and it sits in my fridge for 3 or 4 days, and I just use a little bit of it at a time. I juice apple and aloe vera together, fresh aloe vera off the plant. I take the skin off, and I put the gel through my juicer with my apples. So I juice about 6 or 7 apples and a little chunk of aloe vera. And the aloe helps with a slip to help, like, to help move this mucoid plaque through your system and get it out. The psyllium is a bulking agent, so it makes you feel full. The first time you drink it, you feel like really bloated and full after not eating anything for 10 or 11 days. It's very uncomfortable, so I recommend only taking a tablespoon of this stuff. That's all you need. Okay, so you take a tablespoon, you put it in 1 cup of apple juice mixed with 1 cup of water. Okay, you're gonna put that in a jar that you can shake with a lid on it. You're gonna shake it really, 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 really well. Okay, you're gonna drink it down really fast, and then you're gonna down a glass of water on top of that, right? You want to keep your insides as completely hydrated as you can. The clay may get stuck in you if you are not fully hydrated, so don't do this if your guts are dehydrated, right? Which, you know, hopefully if you're juicing they won't be. So okay, so that's how you do that. Now the detox that I take has a couple of extra things in it. Mine also includes activated charcoal, which is good for pulling toxins out of your system. So you can add that to your mixture that you want, if you want to. And it also has apple pectin, ginger root powder, which is good for keeping things like flushing your system very quickly. The ginger and the apple pectin will both like help move things very quickly through your system. And what is the other thing? Oh, diatomaceous earth is the other thing that I have in my particular cleanse now. This mixture, my mom puts this together. She makes it and sells it. And it's what I use. The diatomaceous earth is a parasite killer, and it is also made of like 80 to 90% silica. So it's actually feeding me as it goes through. I'm getting some nutrition there. It's good for my skin, my hair, my nails, all of that stuff, right? So that is how you do that detox. Now I generally will take this this detox once a day at dinner time. When my family's eating dinner, I drink my shake, and then I drink my water, and then that's it. And then I waited for the first 11 days till my bowels turned back on, okay? When things started moving again naturally, then I was like, okay, it's time to do this. So then I started taking this shake, and you mix 1 tablespoon of this stuff in with your apple juice and your water. Drink it, do it once a day, and you'll start eliminating this stuff, okay? That is how I am doing it. Now, I mean, lots of people have different ways of doing it. That's just how I'm doing it. I'm finding it very, very effective, and I'm releasing this stuff almost every single morning. Not every single morning, but almost every single morning, okay? So that's how that works. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is if you are getting into this juice fast and your energy is really low and you're hungry. Now, that's besides the first 3 days. The first 3 days are the hardest. You are going to be hungry for the first 3 days, and then hunger kind of shuts off after 3 days and it gets really easy to do. I'm talking about after that first initial 3 days, okay? If you are low, your energy is low and you are hungry, drink more juice. Trust me, you're not drinking enough juice if your energy levels are low and you are hungry. So then just up your juice intake, you'll be fine. If your energy levels are low and you are tired, like sleepy, like feeling like really exhausted, like you need some sleep, but you're not really super hungry, sleep. That's your body telling you that you have some healing to do, and we heal while we're sleeping. So if you are very tired, you know, like I've had a couple of days through, and sometimes it happens when just after I've had a big emotional release, I will get very tired and I'll just sleep for, you know, however long it takes. Anyways, I'm very intuitively going here on how what my body's telling me. I'm listening to that, and I'd highly recommend doing that, right? Like, get in tune with what your body's trying to tell you, and do what it tells you to do, because our body is it's important to do that. Now I want to talk a little bit about emotions, because emotions are real And every single one of us has stuck emotion in our body, and it sits, I believe, in our digestive system. And the reason I believe that is because I have an emotional purge that is connected to a physical purge, and as this stuff is coming out of me, it's pulling literally toxic emotion, and it's coming up, and I have to feel it. It's moving through my heart and my mind, and I have to feel it and move through it and let it go, and then I will have a huge physical release. If you need to cry while you are on this juice cleanse, cry. If you need to scream while you're, please try not to scream at anybody. I've done that a little bit, and I'm a little ashamed of that, but if you need to cry or you need to scream, do that. Allow yourself the space to feel the emotion that you need to go through in order to get the healing that you need, right? It's a very, very healing experience going on here, okay? Now, the next thing I want to talk about is faith and reliance on God through this process. Because I myself, I'm imperfect, I'm human, right? And I can do things with God that I can't do without, if that makes sense. So I have been relying very heavily on my faith and on God throughout this juice cleanse, especially at the beginning, and whenever I come up against an emotion that I need to move through and feel and release. I'm finding that having that spiritual help assistance is necessary in me being able to move forward through this and get through it. So, the first 3 days when you're hungry, just pray to have it removed, right? Like, please get me through today with just juice, okay? Don't let me eat food, and you'll be amazed at the assistance that comes when you ask for it, okay? The next thing I want to talk about is fresh air and sunshine, because fresh air and sunshine are essential to human existence. And when we're not eating food, I don't know, there's things that happen when we stop eating food, right? Your skin starts absorbing things just a little bit more than it used to. So be careful what you put on your skin. Also, I wouldn't recommend brushing your teeth with fluoride in your toothpaste if you're doing that. But brush your teeth, but just don't use fluoride in your toothpaste, because it's not like we're trying to cleanse our body here, and fluoride is really bad. But fresh air and sunshine, okay? So sunshine is very important. It actually feeds our bodies. We get nutrition from the sun. This isn't something that is talked about a lot, but I've been sun gazing for years and years and years, and I have felt an energy boost when I watch the sunset. It happens, right? Or watch it rise. And you just watch the sun rise and you just let it like hit your eyes. We are fed by the sun. I know that sounds like hippy dippy nonsense and kind of crazy, but it's true. Okay. And also breath work. Get outside, connect with nature while you're going through this. It's a time that is essential for that type of thing, right? Do your deep breathing exercises. What I like to do is a little thing called 7 rounds of 7. Okay. So, and I can do this while I'm driving, even, like, as long as I'm not talking, I can do it, right? And it's all it is I take a deep breath in and I hold it for 7 seconds, or a count of 7. And then I breathe out and empty my lungs completely. Now, with no food in your stomach, you can do a little thing called a stomach vacuum, and I might talk about that in another video, but when you breathe completely out, you can actually suck your belly button into your navel, or to your spine, and it's actually a yoga lock, but we'll talk about that in a different video. But anyways, breathe in, hold it for 7, breathe out, hold it for 7, okay? Do this 7 times. You'll be amazed at what that does for you, okay? It's absolutely incredible. And breath is life-giving, okay? So we're living on, we want to have the most positive experience we possibly can. So we're gonna do our breath holding. We're going to get as much sunshine on our skin and through our eyes, as much sunshine as we can. And if you're in a tropical climate or a place where it's warm, go get your bare feet on the earth, because that is another lovely, lovely, lovely way to get nourishment, okay? So, then the next thing I want to talk about, the next two things I want to talk about are breaking the fast and the whole point of a juice cleanse, okay? So, breaking the fast, a juice fast, any fast, is the most important part of your juice fast, okay? So breaking the fast needs to be done very slowly. You do not want to, because I've juice fasted before, not really long time like this, but when you break that fast and you start eating, your digestive system turns back on. Everything turns back on, and your hunger comes back, and trust me, you're going to want to eat everything in sight. Don't do that. That can hurt you, and it can hurt you really bad. Make sure when you break your fast, you're going to want to start with a small portion of high water-rich fruit. You're going to, oranges, melons, anything with a lot of water, very juicy fruit, okay? Papaya, anything that that's going to move through your system very quickly and easily, and has a lot of very high water content, okay? That's what you want. Now, do this once. The first day, the day you break your fast, you have one small meal of fruit, okay? And you continue to juice. Drink your juice, drink your juice, drink your juice. And then the next day, make your juice, drink your juice, right? You can make maybe even a little bit less juice, because you're going to have maybe one or maybe two meals, small meals of fresh fruit, okay? You're going to want to do that for the first couple, 2, 3, maybe 4 days. Just a couple, two or three small meals of fruit, okay? Do not overload your system. And in fact, the best thing to do is only add one ingredient back into your diet at a time, so that you can, this is a good time to test, to do allergy testing, to see what foods you're allergic to when you start eating again, right? Don't eat anything cooked right away. It's going to hurt you. I've found in my, I try to eat mostly like raw food anyways, but cooked food, I find, especially after something like this, is really going to hurt you. It's not good. And definitely don't eat any meat right away. That will also harm your system. Everything's going to be clear and clean. And we want to use a juice cleanse as like a reset, so we can start on a different track with our diet, right? You will probably incorporate some healthy habits along the way. I've been juicing for almost a month now. I am waking up earlier every morning. Like, I never was a morning person before. I always felt sluggish and tired, and even raw. And now I know why, because I had all the sludge inside of me. Gross. But I'm waking up early in the morning. I'm drinking my lemon water first thing in the morning, and I'm going for a walk every single morning. I have like 3 hours before the rest of my family gets up, because they all sleep in, and I'm just up. I'm springing out of bed with energy, right? That is something that's new for me. Hopefully that sticks around after my juice fest is over, because I'm really enjoying that, having that time to myself in the morning. But, you know, you want to try and incorporate as many healthy habits moving forward from this as you possibly can, and try to keep your diet clean, right? Don't just jump out of a juice fast and then take your time and get out of it and eat high fruit and then add some salads in and whatever, and then just go straight back to your original diet that you had before. If you're feeling toxic before you started this juice cleanse, then I'm telling you, what you were doing before was causing you to feel that way. So if you go back into the same eating style that you had after you're finished with your juice cleanse, you're going to end up eventually with all the same problems that you're living with before you start. Okay, so you just want to take it slow and be gentle. This juice cleanse for me very much is about self-love, right? And we're not being very loving towards ourselves if we're constantly pouring in this, like, all these different concoctions of things that really don't serve us well, right? So anyways, I think that goes over just about everything I wanted to talk about. On hopefully that explains some things about how to do this process properly and correctly. And that is all I've got for you lovely folks today. And if you liked this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this, or keep following my juice fast, or eventually I'm going to be moving into raw food recipes, subscribe to my channel, because I will be juicing and then I will be sharing simple, easy raw food recipes for you. And I'm looking forward to that. Okay, I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.